you, Laura. Lord Lieutenant, High Sheriff, High Steward, Honorary Recorder, Honorary Freeman, Mr. Dean, Freedom Representatives, honoured guests and councillors, good evening and welcome. Can I please announce first of all apologies for this evening's meeting. Apologies have been received from councillors Bennett, Cremoyson, Miller and Pett. Are there any disclosures of interest to be made regarding the business before us tonight? Thank you. The next item of business is the election of the 826th Mayor of Winchester to hold office until the next annual general meeting of the council. I would therefore call upon Councillor for the proposer of the Mayor, Councillor John Tippett Cooper, please.
Lord Lieutenant, Mr. Mayor, High Sheriff, High Steward, Honorary Recorder, Honorary Freeman, Mr. Dean, Freedom Representatives, honoured guests and councillors. It is my great privilege to propose Councillor Siddhartha Achwal as the next Mayor of Winchester. Siddhartha's life has been nothing short of a remarkable journey, one that should traverse continents, disciplines, and decades of public and professional service. Born in Nasik, near Mumbai, his story is one of exploration, learning, and quiet determination. In 1973, supported by the Science Research Council, he arrived in the United Kingdom to pursue a PhD in chemical engineering at the University of Salford. He completed his doctorate 4 years later, but that was only the beginning of a career that has spanned academic research, groundbreaking work in information technology, and engineering projects across the globe. Siddhartha has worked across Europe, the Middle East, the Far East, and the Americas, designing and developing complex projects in energy sectors. Along the way, he has not only delivered technical excellence, but built friendship and nurtured cross-cultural understanding. Now, those who know Siddhartha well will know that while his CV is very impressive, it is his humility, his warmth, and his generosity of spirit that leave the lasting impression. We are very lucky to have Siddhartha as a councillor. Alongside a distinguished professional life, Siddhartha has always given back to his community. He has volunteered with the Fishermen's Mission in Whiteley, with Communicare, and with the Royal Voluntary Service. But at the heart of Siddhartha's life is his family, and he met his wife, Viv, at the University of Newcastle, where he was a research assistant, and they married in 1980. And soon embarked on a fascinating chapter of their lives in Saudi Arabia, where Siddhartha taught and supervised at a university during a time of rapid growth in the country. Siddhartha describes it as a rare opportunity to contribute to education while witnessing transformation on a national scale. His wife Vivian has been a constant source of strength for Siddhartha, who he says is his greatest source of inspiration. Indeed, Viv herself was a terrific mayor and a dedicated councillor for 18 years, and is indeed a source of inspiration for us all, as one of those rare people who constantly looks out and thinks of others. Viv and Siddhartha are true pillars of the community in Whiteley, and a credit to our district council. They have raised a daughter who now lives in Canterbury with her husband, and as of August last year, are now proud grandparents, which is a whole new exciting adventure for them, I'm told is the best job around, so congratulations on that. Now, this moment proposing Siddhartha as our new mayor is also historic. In the long and proud history of the Winchester mayoralty, we believe Siddhartha is the first person from an ethnic minority background to hold this office. Now, that is a significant and welcome milestone, a moment that reflects the diversity of our modern district and speaks to Winchester's capacity to embrace people from all walks of life. It is right that our civic leaders reflect the richness of our communities, and I know Sudhakar will carry that honour with grace and pride. So Sudhakar brings to the role of mayor a unique combination: global experience and local rootedness, professional distinction and personal humility, tireless service and deep kindness. He is a man of broad horizons, but with a steadfast commitment to our local communities. Mr. Mayor, guests, I'm honoured to nominate Sudhakar Atchwal to serve as the next Mayor of Winchester. I have every confidence that he will serve it with the same wisdom, grace and dedication that have defined his life so far.
Lord Lieutenant, Mr. Mayor, High Sheriff, High Steward, Honorary Recorder, Honorary Freeman, Mr. Dean, Freedom Representatives, honoured guests and fellow councillors, I second the appointment of Councillor Sudhakar Atchwal, the 826th Mayor of Winchester. But it also falls to me to welcome Councillor Viv Atchwal as the Mayoress for the next year. And now it's a role I'm all too happy to take on, because I know Viv will do a fantastic job in supporting her husband in fulfilling his duties. As many of us know, Viv was Mayor of Winchester from 2021 to 2022 and did a tremendous job that year. She held over 350 engagements. I think we can probably just say 365, one for every day of the year. She got more photographs in the Hampshire Chronicle than the then MP. She participated in the Winchester Cathedral pancake race, not entirely successfully, but she also met the then Prince of Wales when he visited Winchester. So I have to admit, I was a bit surprised that Councillor S. Atchwal had chosen his wife as the Mayor's consort, because if it were me, I wouldn't have chosen someone who'd set the bar quite so high. But I'm sure Viv will support her husband in surpassing even her own incredible record of achievement as Mayor, because Viv's got just the skills to do it. So number one, her diplomatic skills. She grew up in Hemel Hempstead, and Viv lived and worked all over the world, prospered in diverse cultures and traditions, and got to know people from hugely different backgrounds from her own. She dipped her toe in the water with a move to Newcastle, where in 1980 we heard she met Sudhakar. Having survived that first culture shock, she moved to Saudi Arabia, where she taught drama. But presumably finding Saudi Arabia just a bit too comfortable, she upped sticks again and moved to the sprawling city of Mumbai before moving back to the UK in 1997. So I think any woman who can flourish in the Arab world and the Indian subcontinent and amongst the Geordies of the northeast of England can surely help steer the Mayor through the challenges of our little corner of Hampshire. And I think number two, her political skills. So while the mayoralty is apolitical, an awareness of the underlying political sensitivities is critical to help maintain the Mayor's impartiality. And few are better qualified to help in that regard than Viv. She was elected a town councillor in Whiteley in 2003 and was elected to the district council in 2008 for the then Whiteley ward, now Whiteley and Shedfield. She was elected Deputy Mayor 2020 and Mayor in 2021. And as Mayor, she was known for her even-handedness, but firmness with both sides of the chamber, unafraid to halt proceedings when necessary, which was a skill she surely honed in her time as a lollipop lady. And her knowledge of council procedure will surely keep her husband right and ensure all get a fair hearing. But most importantly, three, it's her people skills. Anyone who knows Viv will know she's kind-hearted and she's down to earth. She's enthusiastic and she's thoughtful, she's hard-working and she's patient. That last quality surely playing a part in 45 years of happy marriage to Councillor Sudhakar Atchwal. So in summary, Viv is the ideal woman for the job. And one final thing. Some of you may know that Viv is a keen trumpeter. Well, I couldn't find any records of there being a mayoral fanfare over the last 830 years here in Winchester. Being a forward-looking city, perhaps now is the time to start a new tradition. So it's something to consider. So I'm more than happy to second the motion.
Thank you, Councillor Reach. I will now put the motion to the meeting that Councillor Sudhakar Atchwal be elected Mayor of the City of Winchester for the period commencing the 14th of May 2025. Is that agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you.
So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this celebration of civic life here in the wonderful Guildhall in Winchester for the annual mayor making for the Winchester District Mayor 2025. As our mayors undertake the swapping of the robes, we have some entertainment for you all this evening, which will just take a moment or two to set up. But in celebration of tonight's proceedings, there will be an opening classical dance by the Rhythm Dance Troupe, followed by a cello performance by Margarita Dorash and Michael Mace. A Bollywood dance will then conclude the entertainment for this evening. So please do sit back and enjoy before our new mayor rejoins us. Thank you.
जटाटवीगलज्जल प्रवाह पावितस्थले कलेवलम्ब्य लम्बितां भुजङ्गतुङ्गमालिकान्तमड्डमड्डमड्डमन्निनादवड्डमर्वयं चकार चण्डताण्डवं तनोतु नः शिव शिवम् जटाकटाह सम्भ्रम भ्रम निलिम्ब निर्झरी विलोल वीचि वल्लरी विराजमान मूर्धनि धगत् धगत् धगज्ज्वलल्ललाट पट्ट पावके किशोर चन्द्रशेखरे रतिः प्रतिक्षणम् मम जटाभुजंग पिंगल स्फुरत् प्रणामणि प्रभा कदम्ब कुङ्कुमद्रव प्रलिप्त दिग्वधूमुखे मदान्ध सिन्धुर स्फुरत्वगुत्तरीय मेधुरे मनो विनोदमद्भुतं बिभर्तु भूत भर्तरि ॐ नमः शिवाय
तेरी क्या ही बात है, भोले शंकरा तेरी क्या ही बात है, दूर हो के भी तो साथ है। ओ तो साथ है।
खुद को मैं कर दूंगा तुझको समर्पण, मैं तेरा आंसू हूँ तू मेरा दर्पण, तेरे ही होने से मेरी ये सारी जिंदगी सजी है। लागी मेरी तेरे संग लगी ओ मेरे शंकरा, लागी मेरी तेरे संग लगी ओ मेरे शंकरा, लागी मेरी प्रीत तेरे संग मेरे शंकरा, लागी मेरी प्रीत तेरे संग मेरे शंकरा। मगन तन पे ओढ़ के रचोली, मुझे अपने रंग में रंग दे संग खेल मेरे होली। ना आसन है नीचे ना है कोई खटोली, मुझे अपने रंग में रंग दे संग खेल मेरे होली। बस भी करो अब मेरे शंकरा, भांग रगड़ के बोलिए गौरा, तुम नहीं रजे हो गोरा वाट के रजी है। लागी मेरी तेरे संग लगी ओ मेरे शंकरा, लागी मेरी तेरे संग लगी ओ मेरे शंकरा, लागी मेरी प्रीत तेरे संग मेरे शंकरा, लागी मेरी प्रीत तेरे संग मेरे शंकरा। लागी मेरी तेरे संग लगी ओ मेरे शंकरा, लागी मेरी तेरे संग लगी ओ मेरे शंकरा, लागी मेरी तेरे संग लगी ओ मेरे शंकरा, लागी मेरी तेरे संग लगी ओ मेरे।
झुमका गिरा झुमका गिरा रे हाय झुमका गिरा रे बरेली के बाजार में झुमका गिरा रे बरेली के बाजार में झुमका गिरा झुमका गिरा हाय 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 झुमका गिरा रे बरेली के बाजार में झुमका गिरा रे
What झुमका? What झुमका? What झुमका? शक्ल से जितना नेक है तू कसम से उतना फेक है तू पड़ गया क्यों गले तुम छल्ले की तरह हरे चिपक के सल्लो टेप जैसा लगा हुआ है चेप जैसा ना किसी काम का ने ठल्ले की तरह बस ढूंढ रहा है मौका खुल के मारेगा चौका बाई चांस किसी लड़की का जहाँ झुमका गिरा रे What झुमका? What झुमका?
झुमका गिरा रे बरेली के बाजार में झुमका गिरा रे बरेली के बाजार में झुमका गिरा झुमका गिरा झुमका गिरा झुमका गिरा रे बरेली के बाजार में झुमका गिरा रे
What झुमका?
रख लो सजा के तुझे सीने से लगा के आजा गले लग जा ख्वाब बना के तुझे दिल में छुपा के रखूं मेरे पास आ तो मुलाकातों में काली रातों में बातों ही बातों में दिल दे दिया तेरी बातों में समझा जिया बैठे ही बैठे मैंने दिल खो दिया तेरी बातों में समझा जिया बैठे ही बैठे मैंने दिल खो दिया
इस दिल की राहों से बहकी निगाहों से कातिल अदाओं से तुझको है फसाना कुछ मीठी बातों से कुछ झूठे वादों से पक्के इरादों से दिल को है चुराना
रख लो सजा के तुझे सीने से लगा के आजा गले लग जा ख्वाब बना के तुझे दिल में छुपा के रखूं मेरे पास आ तो मुलाकातों में काली रातों में बातों ही बातों में दिल दे दिया
तेरी बातों में समझा जिया बैठे ही बैठे मैंने दिल खो दिया
तेरी बातों में समझा जिया बैठे ही बैठे मैंने दिल खो दिया
Slow it down.
ओ एक तेरे संग यारा अख लड़ने लगी अख लड़ लड़ के आगे बढ़ने लगी एक तेरे संग यारा अख लड़ने लगी अख लड़ लड़ के आगे बढ़ने लगी ओ तेरे दिल के इशारे ये तो पढ़ने लगी लड़ लड़ के आगे बढ़ने लगी ओ मुंडा जिद पे अड़ा ओ तेरे पीछे पड़ा ओ मुंडा जिद पे अड़ा तेरे पीछे पड़ा मेरे नाल कर ले जरा
Mr. Mayor, welcome, and thank you for what was a truly inspirational entertainment, which I always feel very sorry for the Mayor because they never see it. But let me assure you, it was wonderful. So, on with the proceedings. The retiring Mayor, Councillor Russell Gordon-Smith, will now present the Mayor with the civic regalia. And as the items are handed over, pictures of each of the items will appear on the screen behind. So, may I invite you to the table?
Thank you.
Pleasure. So, the very first item to be handed over this evening is the mayoral jewel, which dates back to 1924. And we're starting just at the top there.
Thank you.
And the next item is the ring, which is only worn on royal occasions and at major cathedral services.
I'm not taking the
And then, Mr. Mayor, we have the ancient keys to the city, which are just there on the cushion. So, and the next items to present are for the Mayoress. So if I might invite Councillor Vivian Atchwell forward. She'll just be behind you, Councillor Gordon-Smith. And the Mayoress is now presented with the brooch and the bracelet. It's a beautiful jewelled brooch. And then next door is just the bracelet. This is super precious, colleagues. You should come and have a look at that while it's out of our high security vault. So, thank you. And a special treat for the Mayoress is, of course, the keys to Abbey House.
Wow. Very useful.
So, yes, thank you. I invite Councillor Gordon-Smith and the Lady Mayoress to return to their seats. And Mr. Mayor, I just need you here with me for one more moment.
Thank you.
As we're a local council, there is, of course, some paperwork involved. So I need to ask the Mayor to call upon and take the declaration of acceptance of office.
I, Sudhakar Achwal, having been elected to the office of Mayor of City of Winchester, hereby declare that I will take the said office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfill the duties thereof to the best of my judgment and ability. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And as I've said, some things are not quite yet digital. So, Mr. Mayor, we just need you to sign here for me. And I countersign for you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief Executive. My Lord Lieutenant, High Sheriff, High Steward, Honorary Recorder, Honorary Freeman, Mr. Dean, Freedom Representatives, Honor Guests, fellow councillors, and ladies and gentlemen. Today, as I stand before you, I feel deeply honored and just a little bit nervous. It's not every day you find yourself stepping into a role with a history dating back to 1199. It's an immense honor to take on this role, joining a long line of distinguished mayors who have served Winchester. Stepping into their shoes is a humbling experience, and I undertake this duty with great respect and commitment. To be elected as your mayor is not just a privilege, it's a testament to the values that we share and the vision we hold for the future of our beloved district. Winchester is a place rich in heritage. Together, I believe we can ensure it remains a vibrant, welcoming, and thriving home for all while advocating inclusivity, diversity, and social justice. As I take on this esteemed role, I am reminded of a Sanskrit phrase, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means the world is my family. The philosophy resonates deeply with me. As Mahatma Gandhi said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. During my tenure, I am committed to supporting 3 remarkable charities that embody the spirit of service and care. Trinity Winchester provides vital support to those experiencing homelessness, poverty, and social isolation. Their tireless efforts to offer food, shelter, and hope serve as a beacon of inspiration. Home Start Winchester offers invaluable assistance to vulnerable families, helping them navigate challenges and build stronger and more resilient relationships. Winchester Action on Climate Change, or WINAC, is at the forefront of promoting sustainability and addressing climate change. Their dedication is creating a greener, more environmentally conscious district, and it's vital to our future. Each of these charities is doing incredible work, but they all share one major challenge. They need more volunteers and funding. Like so many charitable organizations, they rely on goodwill and generosity of community. Volunteers are the heartbeat of these charities. They are the ones who lend a hand, offer a listening ear, and bring warmth into the lives of those who need it most. Yet finding and keeping volunteers is becoming increasingly difficult. In this spirit, I am reminded of another piece of timeless wisdom from Bhagavad Gita. It says, Karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. What it translates, you have the right to perform your actions, but not to the fruits of those actions. It's a powerful reminder that what matters most is the sincerity with which we serve. Not the applause, not the outcome, but the act itself. This idea guides me as I take on this role, and I hope it inspires us all to give what we can in whatever way we can. So if you are looking for a way to make a difference and possibly pick up some new friends along the way, our charities would love to welcome you. Today they have displays and friendly faces here ready to talk, ready to chat. Please take a few minutes to stop by, ask questions, and see what you might be able to get involved, whether through your time, your resources, or simply helping to spread the word. Every contribution matters. Through events and initiatives over the coming year, I will be doing my best to support these charities and shine a spotlight on the vital work they do. And I might even rope some of you to helping me in that. You have been warned. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to retiring Mayor Russell Gordon Smith, whose leadership has been invaluable, and we have developed really a close friendship over the last year, not just with Russell, but his wife Tana as well. His guidance has provided me with a meaningful apprenticeship, preparing me for the responsibilities ahead. A huge thank you as well for the Whiteley Rhythm Group for their fantastic performances. I didn't say it, but I heard. And to Margarita Dorosh and Michael Mess for the stunning cello recital. I heard Margarita before, and I'm sure she would have excelled herself. You have all brought such elegance and joy today. Thank you. And finally, to my incredible family, friends, and colleagues, thank you. Your support has meant the world to me. I'm especially delighted to welcome my brother and his family, who have traveled across continents to be here. It's a gesture of love and commitment that I deeply appreciate. Thank you once again for this tremendous honor. And on that note, I will stop talking before I start to sound like a fundraising campaigner. Thank you.
Thank you. I would now call upon the Mayor to make a presentation to the new Mayor's Cadets.
Thank you. I now call upon Councillor Jackie Porter to propose the vote of thanks to the retiring Mayor, Councillor Russell Gordon-Smith.
Thank you. Lord Lieutenant, Mr Mayor, High Sheriff, High Steward, Honorary Recorder, Honorary Freeman, Mr Dean, Freedom Representatives, honoured guests, councillors, welcome. I'd like to propose a vote of thanks to Councillor Russell Gordon-Smith, who has served the district as the 825th Mayor of Winchester. He's represented our council and served our community so well in so many occasions. Russell has a strong sense of history, and as you can see from photos on the website and things, he's definitely looked the part in those mayoral red robes. We'll miss that. The Mayor has commemorated significant events and celebrated the best of Winchester's districts with its residents, and has been notable in his highly committed preparation for every single event he has attended, and they have been really varied. Always available, his regular attendance at the cathedral services, at events at Abbey House, armistice commemorations, and many other formal events confirmed our important links with the council, our local military units, the cathedral, and our guests from other countries, including our Ukrainian guests. He even had a stall at the Christmas fair. Councillor Gordon-Smith has a certain sartorial flair and always knew how and when to dress the part, whether sporting tartan trews, a cravat, or, as in his words, the mildly obese controller at a recent station event. He apologised for the lack of top hat. Apparently it was at the cleaners. But he broke tradition by being the first mayor to chair council meetings under suit and tie, rather than managing our councillor debates wearing lace cuffs and a heavy woolen cloak. So his strong interest in history and place always came out as he celebrated with residents. Many of us have learned a great deal from his wise words about peppercorn rents, buildings of Winchester, significant events. The Winchester Walks were led by him, and only recently he told the story of Thomas Brassey, you'll recognise the name from Brassey Road, who was the builder of Winchester's mainline railway, to South Western Railway staff. It was so interesting, and being an accommodating and accomplished speaker, the Mayor, on request, repeated his speech to a wider audience immediately afterwards. There was a strong theme of food and drink in the year's events, and as we enjoyed wine tasting from Naked Grape and Alresford Wine Merchant, also cheese tasting, and the pie and mash lunch is always popular. The Mayor's charities will have benefited from this mayoral year too, and the Mayor was true to his word to support these charities personally, who greatly appreciated his support. The Hampshire History Trust, it's a new charity formed from the Heritage Open Days in 2020 and aims to bring Hampshire history to life. And the Mayor certainly did this in his mayoral year, opening Abbey House for visitors' tours. St John's Winchester, a much older charity, is dedicated to supporting the most vulnerable and in particular the elderly. And St John's has established a hand-in-hand befriending programme and dementia support service, which Councillor Gordon-Smith visited many times. And the Sea Cadets, offering opportunities for young people in the community. The experience and skills that youngsters learn instilled the key naval qualities of leadership, teamwork and discipline. And apparently it's fun too. And finally, Winchester Radio, who I know really appreciated the support and profile that being a Mayor's charity made. As a volunteer-led community radio station, they're now the health and wellbeing service on 94.7 FM on DAB and online. So really, we must say thank you not only to Councillor Russell Gordon-Smith, but also to the charity trustees who have worked so hard this year and every year, and volunteers on the events committee who supported our 825th Mayor, Councillor Russell Gordon-Smith, this year.
Thank you, Councillor Porter. I now call upon the seconder of the vote of thanks, Councillor Margot Power.
Lord Lieutenant, Mr Mayor, High Sheriff, High Steward, Honorary Recorder, Honorary Freeman, Mr Dean, Freedom Representatives, honoured guests and councillors. No mayor is complete without a consort, and Dinah has been an admirable mayoress. An ill-defined role which allows each mayoress the freedom to make of it what you will. In this case, to sing, lots, wear lovely hats and posh frocks. When talking to Dinah about this past year, I was struck by the diversity of events. The military, of course, all religions, young and old, allotments, VE Day celebrations and schools, and helping to celebrate Ukrainian culture, a recent addition to our community. This reflects the diversity of Winchester District, and we are grateful to Dinah for helping Russell to celebrate and promote our cultural mix. Dinah has filled this role admirably, and I know she has enjoyed meeting so many people. On behalf of the Council, I thank you, Dinah, for all your work during the past year, but it will be good to have you both back in Alresford. I am happy to second the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Power. I now put the motion to the meeting that the best thanks of the Council be accorded to Councillor Russell Gordon-Smith for his service to the Council as Mayor. Is that agreed? Agreed.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. The Mayor will now hand the retiring Mayor and the retiring Mayoress their badges. And as the items are handed over, pictures of each item will appear on the screen on the stage.
Well, what a wonderful and enriching year for me, and I hope for the city. And I thought of comparing it to a roller coaster, but of course that's not accurate because it's mostly ups and very few downs. It's been a huge honour to have represented for 1 year our wonderful and historic city. And I hope that I've fulfilled the expectations of my fellow councillors who elected me 2 years ago. Now, I'd like to make some thanks, and I think first of all, I'd like to thank the Mayoress for her love and support throughout this. And of course, the role of a Mayoress is actually rather difficult, and I'm sure you would agree, having been the Mayor's escort 3 years ago.
Not a Mayoress, but...
No, not a Mayoress, the Mayor's escort, sorry,
escort,
yeah,
thank
the
you.
escort. The thing is, it's a very undefined role, and when I go to an event, I have an engagement sheet, and it says who I'm meeting, do they want me to say a few words, and so on. But the Mayoress's role is very undefined, and it's all the more difficult for that. And it's wonderful to have your support. And of course, I put myself forward to be mayor. You didn't put yourself forward to be mayoress. So I'm eternally grateful. And thank goodness the mayor doesn't, he's surrounded and supported by a team. And that's an absolute wonder. And I think, first of all, I have to thank Jane Ashford, the Mayor's Secretary, who has been an absolute rock, always calm, always well informed, always up to date with what's happening, very patient, very cheerful, and a wonderful person to have as a secretary. And yes, never... And when I asked her to send me emails again, because I couldn't find them, she didn't complain. In a similar vein, Anne Packham, the housekeeper at Abbey House, who was, again, seemed able to stretch the entertainment budget to field many events, a bit like the feeding of the 5,000. And there was often baskets left over. The only time I saw Anne phased was when we were entertaining the mayor of Crawfordsville, Indiana. And halfway through, there was a terrible shriek from the kitchen because the tap had come off the sink. And Anne had her thumb over it, trying to stop the water coming out. And the mayor of Crawfordsville was treated to the rather undignified spectacle of the mayor crawling under the sink, trying to find the stopcock. But... and then, of course, the support staff in Winchester City Council, the comms team, did help me a huge amount. Joanna Stamp, who told me what I should say on occasions, and perhaps more importantly, what not to say. And Callum White, who took lots of photographs, often quite flattering ones. And he's also very good at cranking out wonderful graphics for the mayoral events, which was normally, he was given 24 hours to do it, and he always came up with some really nice ideas and got them printed off. So I'm very grateful to him. And also my thanks to David Blakemore, who always briefed me very carefully before full council, and was also, he's absolutely ace at lining up the councillors for events. And the phrase herding cats springs to mind. And so I'm very grateful to David Blakemore for helping me, and also to Laura Taylor, who actually also helped in the briefings for full council. And of course, in full council, there was Gareth Johns, who sits in front of my seat, and he could whisper bits of advice up to me quite quietly that nobody could hear, which was very useful. And of course, the Mace-bearer, Darren Jones. And he's very much good King Wenceslas. And I follow in his footprints, not necessarily in the snow, but he's always in front, and I always know if I stick behind him, things will go right. And Dr. Keith Atten, who acted as my chaplain and gave me some very good advice, and also supplied me with some very nice vintage wine from time to time. I think too, I must mention my wonderful charities who were great fun to work with, and I think who had lots of complementary talents. Some very good organisers, and the St John's provided a lot of expertise on the legal side of charities, and they also provided me this absolute godsend of Ticket Source, which makes the selling and the recording of tickets for events really so much easier. I can remember Angela having to make phone calls to chase up checks and things like that, which luckily I was spared. And also the Sea Cadets, who turned out for my sea shanty event, it was appropriately nautical, and I discovered they actually had a great talent for selling raffle tickets. Now, not something you associate with the Royal Navy, but there you go. They can certainly do a very good job. And the Hampshire History Trust, Nikki Gottlieb was very, very useful at setting up events and coming up with ideas. And of course, one of the things with the Mayor's Charities, people are always coming up with ideas. You know, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? She was also very good at actually getting it done and sorting it out. So, I mean, that was great fun to work with them. And we came up with the idea of mayoral merchandise and tote bags and cards and stuff. And I discovered that Councillor Atchwell is absolute crackerjack at the Christmas market, you were selling all those little ceramic things, weren't you? And that was great fun, jolly hard work. So I think we were quite successful as the charities. And it is a difficult time for charities at the moment. And I would like to thank the supporters of the Mayor's Charities and the various councillors who put in time to help out. You know, this is very important. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I met the Mayor of Nizhyn in Ukraine. And I don't think it's any particular secret that we're trying to work towards having a twinning with this city in northeast Ukraine. But he said something to me which stuck in my mind. And that was, he says, we really envy the civic society that you have in Winchester and all the charities and what they take on and what they do. And of course, he said we would like to learn from this and emulate it. And of course, the thing was, under the communist regime, you couldn't have private charities and sort of clubs. I mean, something like the Winchester Morris Men would have been seen as a very sinister, revolutionary organisation. Okay, but yes, but it's a very serious point, and I think it's something that I've become very aware of all across the city and the district. Is all these groups of people in the village halls and community centres, setting up and embodying a community, absolutely wonderful. And this is what the Mayor was talking about, and it's a great pleasure to have come across these and to have been able to encourage it and so on. But of course, we have to be very careful not to rest on our laurels. And the financial climate and so on means that we have to rely, I think, more and more on these sort of organisations, and it's very important to support them. I've tried, it's always a bit of a temptation, which I've resisted, which is to describe all the events I've been to. But it's a bit like holiday snaps. They're absolutely fascinating if you were there. But actually, best flick through quite quickly. And I tried to go to events which I felt served a purpose, to celebrate something, to celebrate an organisation, maybe to celebrate the opening of a new business. I went to a funeral parlour in Wickham and cut the ribbon for them. And that's quite difficult, actually, to make a sort of exciting speech about that. I hope lots of punters come through the door. Anyway, you can do that with a coffee shop and a cafe and the Westlands Farm Shop, and not an undertaker. But anyway, I have wonderful memories of these events. But I went to what they call, organised by GoLD, a really wonderful organisation, and they put together in the leisure centre what they called the Paralympic Personal Best. And this was for special needs adults and children. And they all took part in different events, and they were sort of divided up into different nations. They had French and Americans, and I can't remember who else, Brits. And they took part in these teams, and somebody won at the end. But the point is that at the end of it, everyone was given a certificate that they'd taken part and a gold medal. Anyway, I was giving one young lady her gold medal, and she pointed at this wonderful chain I had on and the pendant and said, "What did you win to get that?" And of course, I had to say, I said, "Well, I haven't won anything. I've sort of borrowed it." And she said, "You borrowed it?" However, like all borrowed things, I've had to return it, but I'm so pleased to see it as an ornament on Councillor Atchwell, and I'm sure he will do great honour to it. And I thank you very much for listening, and what a great experience it's been as Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Gordon-Smith. And every mayor has opportunity to have some cadets to support them over the year. And we've welcomed the new cadets this year, and it's now time for Councillor Gordon-Smith to make the presentation to his cadets who have faithfully worked with him over the past year. So please may I welcome you to come forward. Thank you.
Page.
Thank you.
Oh, right. Corporal Linda Ailing, thank you very much for being such a top notch today. And Oscar Connor, thank you very much for Sergeant. Well done. Right, where have we got to?
Thank you, Councillor Gordon-Smith. The next item of business this evening is the election of Deputy Mayor to hold office until the next annual meeting of the Council. I therefore call upon the proposer of the Deputy Mayor, Councillor Angela Clear, please. I now call upon the seconder of the Deputy Mayor, Councillor Kelsey Lerney.
Lord Lieutenant, Mr Mayor, honoured guests, councillors, it gives me great pleasure to second the motion that Councillor Jamie Scott be elected Deputy Mayor of the City of Winchester.
Thank you, Councillor Lerney. I now put the motion to the meeting that Councillor Jamie Scott be elected Deputy Mayor of the City of Winchester for the period commencing 14th May 2025. Is that agreed?
Agreed. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. May I now invite you to present the Deputy Mayor and the Deputy Mayoresses with their badges of office, and then the Deputy Mayor will sign the Declaration of Acceptance of Office with me. Thank you. And Councillor Scott, if I do the paperwork with you. You need to make your... Yes, you do. Thank you. Mr. Mayor, the next item of business is for yourself to present the leader with the badge of office.
Thank you, Martin. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
And now it is for the leader to announce the deputy leader and other members of Cabinet. Councillor Todd.
Lord Lieutenant, Mr Mayor, honoured guests, councillors, I'm pleased to be able to confirm the following members of Cabinet. Councillor Cutler will be Deputy Leader and Cabinet Member for Finance and Transformation. Councillor Lerney is the Cabinet Member for Climate and the Nature Emergency. Councillor Thompson is the Cabinet Member for Business and Culture. Councillor Porter is the Cabinet Member for Place and the Local Plan. Councillor Becker is the Cabinet Member for Healthy Communities. Councillor Reach is the Cabinet Member for Good Homes. And Councillor Cremoyson is the Cabinet Member for Recycling and Public Protection. I will have the Cabinet portfolio for regeneration. I would like to particularly thank Councillor Westwood, who's standing down from Cabinet, for his service over the last 2 years and his fantastic work leading on the housing portfolio.
Thank you, Leader. Members will have in front of them a table of the committees referred to at agenda items 8 and 9, which sets out the nominations for the membership and chairpersons of those bodies. Can these be collectively agreed? Agreed. Yeah, that's fine. May I call upon the leader to propose and the deputy leader to second the various resolutions as set out at agenda items 10 and 11, please, together with the appointment of the memberships as listed on the table in front of members.
Guests, councillors, I propose the resolutions at agenda items 10 and 11.
Thank you. Before I conclude proceedings this evening, please can I welcome Councillor Liam Bailey Morgan, who has been elected to represent the Colden Common and Twyford Ward. A warm welcome to you. That being the last item of business, the annual meeting of the Council is now concluded.
Colleagues, good evening. Lord Lieutenant, honoured guests and councillors, I very much hope you enjoyed this evening. Thank you so very much for celebrating this next moment in the history of Winchester. There is a reception for you to join us in the Wintonians room just down the corridor at the front of the building. But may I please just ask for your patience for a few moments more while we make the final preparations. While you wait, there will be some drinks outside in the corridor, just by the high security cabinet, which is empty. And then you can join us in the Wintonia rooms in a few moments. Thank you. Please do take a moment to chat amongst yourselves. Thank you.